Imagine yourself at 21 years old. You receive an urgent call that hundreds of wounded U.S. soldiers need to evacuate the jungle because they are under heavy fire. You are in a rescue helicopter looking down at a triple canopy Vietnam jungle. The tallest trees are reaching up to 150 feet. You know that your job is to rescue the wounded. You see a small hole in the canopy. You volunteer to lower yourself down 100 feet to the ground where you'll be more effective in the evacuation and tending to the wounded. You strap yourself to a litter, only holding a medical kit, an M16 rifle, a pistol, and an armful of splints. And slowly, you go down into the firefight. What is your name? Well, hello everyone. My name is Julia Coburnus. And today I'm here to inform you about the acts of William H. Pitzenbarger, a man who earned the Medal of Honor. We're going to discuss who William H. Pitzenbarger was, where he came from, the efforts of Pitzenbarger in Vietnam, and the significance of his achievements. Since everyone knows that William H. Pitzenbarger is a Medal of Honor recipient, let's discuss the events that led Pitzenbarger to the Air Force. Well, Pitzenbarger was born in Piqua, Ohio in 1944. He was also known as Bill. He was an only child. He wanted to quit high school so badly to join the Army Green Berets. Of course, his father wasn't happy about that and finally convinced him to finish high school in 1962. Immediately after he graduated in 1962, Pitzenbarger joined the Air Force. After Air Force basic training, he volunteered for pararescue. He attended several combat schools such as aircraft rescue, firefighting, and jungle survival. He was then assigned to the HH-43 helicopter, and he was known to his comrades as Pitts. Here's a picture of him. And this is a picture of the HH-43 helicopter. Now that we have the background on Pitts, let's move on to the missions that proved his heroism in earning the Medal of Honor. In 1965, that's when Pitzenbarger did his first tour in Vietnam. Pitts completed more than 250 missions after arriving in Vietnam. He performed one mission where he hung from a helicopter's cable to rescue a wounded South Vietnamese soldier from a burning minefield. This earned him the Airman's Medal. In 1966 was the second and final mission of Pitzenbarger, where he was flying in the Pedro 73, which was the name of the HH-43 that he was in. 143 soldiers were surrounded by Viet Cong battalion of 500 troops. The Americans were totally trapped. Pitts volunteered to be lowered to the ground to help. He descended into the firefight with a medical bag, a supply of splints, a rifle, and a pistol. On the ground, he rescued 9 soldiers. The firefight grew so intense that the Pedro 73 had to retreat, but Pitts chose to stay, providing aid to the wounded, hacking splints out of snarled vines, and building stretchers out of saplings. According to Robert L. LaPointe's book, PJs in Vietnam, the story of air rescue, when his body was recovered, he had one hand still clutched on his rifle and the other clutched on his medical kit. The amazing heroism of Pitzenbarger has had many impacts in our history. I will now give you some examples of how Pitzenbarger's sacrifice has left an imprint. Pitzenbarger was the first enlisted Air Force man to earn the Medal of Honor. At 21, he was killed in action and earned the Medal of Honor 35 years after his death. On December 8, 2000, Pitzenbarger's father was finally presented with his son's Medal of Honor. He was the 59th Medal of Honor recipient. Air Force Magazine article, Medal of Honor, written by John Carell, quoted Henry O'Brien, a former Air Force pararescueman who had been his bunkmate. He was an ordinary man that did extraordinary things when called upon to do so. The Air Force core values are what led Airman First Class Pitzenbarger to do many selfless acts: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. It is truly amazing that the bravery and determination of one man can exemplify the highest professional standards and traditions of the military. So let's review what we know about William H. Pitzenbarger. You have now been informed of the acts of William H. Pitzenbarger that earned him the Medal of Honor. We discussed who William H. Pitzenbarger was. We learned of his extraordinary things he did to save lives. And finally, we discuss the significance of his achievements, along with many reasons why he was so deserving of the Medal of Honor. In conclusion, not everyone chooses to serve every day the way A1C Pitzenbarger did. But the most memorable people are remembered for their selfless acts, their integrity, and their ability to sustain a passion for continuous improvement. Thank you so much. Please feel free to comment on my speech. Have a great day.